Buses run every 10 minutes. Avoid the traffic. Don't get stuck in the delay. Ipswich Buses, proud to partner with Talking Town. Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome back to your full-time fans react show, Ipswich Buses. I'm your host, the Gov. I am off the screen. I'm here helping Coxie behind the screen. It all goes absolutely flyingly well without Lloyd and Matt. We must put that charade forward, but talking of charades, that was awful out there this afternoon. Alex, you want to start the show. You're not particularly happy. The floor is yours, my man.
Yeah, but I'm not happy against referees in this league because they're fucking shite. Fucking abysmal.
Yeah. Enjoy your points.
Children, please. Well done. So I apologise to any young people that are watching this show. I apologise for that language, but referees, there's language they're bad, they're awful. And I have to say this, guys. I have to say this, right? And this is me talking. This isn't Talking Town or Martin or anyone else, right?
Views are their own.
Our fan base need to remember where we are and what progress we've made under McKenna. Because when we win, we're amazing. When we lose, we're bad. We will lose games. That is done. We will lose games like today, all right? But you going on Facebook or Twitter or whatever, calling players out does not help. Get behind this manager, get behind this club, and earn your stripes. All right? It doesn't help you calling out on Facebook saying he's bad, whatever's bad. It doesn't help. How does that help anybody? It doesn't. But we're one club, we're one community. Let's start acting like it. Come on.
Right, well said. I thought today, right, like I just said to Colin, you can have the biggest crowds in the league, Alex. You can have the most money in the league. You can have so-called the best squad, Alex. You can have the best players. You can have the most money. You can have the biggest crowds in the league. If you turn up there with the wrong attitude, thinking you're just going to rock up and roll Cambridge over today, you're going to get egg on your face. That is why we lost that game. They came out there, the first 15, 20 minutes, we were sloppy. The passing was poor, and we couldn't get it back from them. And look, we can all shout about Cambridge and booing the ref and that. We can't do it time and time again. You know, we can't do the job yourself.
We've said it. You know,
just can't keep blaming everyone else.
The amount of times that we've proven respect for this league, and we've said countless times that we need to be consistent and prove some respect for this league. And it's games like today where it seemed a little bit off, but I still think there's a nucleus of a good side there. We need to act like the side that we are and start showing But you can be a good side, and you can be as an amazing side as well. McKenna's done an amazing job, but you've got to show these little teams like these like Cambridge or Morecambe or whoever. You've got to show them respect. If you don't show them respect, you're going to get turned over, and that's what happened today.
I agree. It was design.
Yeah, I thought they looked like they wanted it more than we did, which I find disappointing.
For me, it's their big game. It's their they'll dine out on this for years.
Oh yeah.
And for us, and forgive me for the rest of the analogy here, for us it's another Saturday. For them, it's their big game, and they'll dine out on it for years.
But yeah, I do. Look, it's a big game for them, but it should be a big game for us as well, Alex. You can't just expect to, what I just said. You can't just expect to turn up to beat these teams here. You have to have the right attitude. And I thought the way that we started the game, I don't know what you thought, Colin. I thought the way we started the game the first 15 minutes set the tone for the rest of the game for us. I thought we were really, really poor. I don't want to criticise Kieran McKenna. He knows a lot more than all of us, all that we do. But Tom Carroll today, he had a real poor game, Colin. And I think
You thought we played well pre-game.
No, I did. Look, I don't. Martin, Kieran McKenna's the manager. He knows a lot more than what we do. We can all have opinions, and Tom Carroll has been a good player. He's played in the Premier League. But today, I thought he had a really, really poor game. Backinson doesn't get a minute, and I'm really surprised at that, Colin, because I think Matt's a big fan of his, and I thought he's played really well these last few weeks. But look, I want to give a bit of praise to Cambridge. I thought they had a real good game plan. I thought they defended excellently. And I'll tell you what, Matt Phillips said about Joe Ironside signing him. He showed today, when you play up front on your own, away from home, what you have to do. He got hold of the ball. He brought other players into the game. He got his fouls. He didn't get the goal because it was an own goal off Thompson. He showed James Norwood and Macaulay Bond how a centre forward should play, because I thought Norwood was more, he wanted to have a fight. He was more interested in having a fight than he was playing football.
Yeah. Well, going back on to what Rich asked me a couple of minutes ago, yes, I did think, quite honestly, the first 10 or 15, 20 minutes set the tone. Yeah, I do. And Tom Carroll, I mean, you know, like Rich quite rightly says, you know, Kieran knows a lot more than we do, but also on the back of that, you know, we know what we know, and what I know is if I'd have been picking that side today to win, not draw or lose, but to win a football game, which we needed to do for the last 6 games, I certainly wouldn't have picked him. And I really mean that. I certainly would not.
No word I want to use, Colin. First off, way too passive.
Oh, you know, the amount of time... Look, I can take a lot of things. Yeah, I've been coming here for a lot of years, but what I can't take is all this square stuff going back, you know. And to be fair, Thompson, again, you know, for me, a lot of people have been kind of fans of his. Well, for me, a bit 50-50, if I'm honest. You know, he never, you know, like a Millsy, like a Tarico, like a Clapham, like you know, lots of left backs we've had. He never, and look, people are not saying I'm wrong, so I know I'm not wrong. He always gets to that man, and then he turns back and he goes square or back. That's not what we need. When you play the ball into Thompson, you need him to drive on, get down that line, get to the byline, and get the ball in.
Young fan, what's your name?
Riley.
Right. What was your assessment on today's game?
Should have had a penalty in the first half.
Cambridge or us?
Us.
Oh, Cambridge should have had a penalty.
Well, true. We should have had multiple penalties. Definitely in the second half, mainly.
Did you think what did you think we deserved? Did you think we deserved the defeat, or do you think we should have got a point out of the game?
We should have got a point. The goal we scored.
Couldn't really see though, could we?
No.
I don't know what was going on. What was going on with the goal, Colin?
Well, apparently,
You're not cold in your shorts.
According to the people around me, it was given for offside, but I can't see that. I can't see that. It come back off a goal kick, for God's sake. Well, I thought it did. So
it was.
So sorry, I'm swearing.
Swearing at the linesman.
Oh, we must, mate. We don't endorse swearing on here. Not at 8 or 9, 10 years old. We don't. No, we don't. Well, we don't want it, do we? No, we don't. Not from your. Not from
I don't know what the other results were, but that is the final nail in our coffin. I know you've been really, really positive saying about playoffs and.
Yeah.
But it was.
Are you going to ask me the question?
No, I might ask you in a minute. I just thought it was a real. Overall, it was just really, really flat. Really flat performance. I was really surprised, Colin. I was really surprised how flat we were today. And it weren't just 1 or 2 who were off it.
No.
Most of them.
Oh, yeah. I'd say at least 7 or 8. And, you know, when you think of a man of the match today, I'd be scratching down the bottom of the barrel for that.
Christian Walton, probably.
Possibly. 2 very good saves, actually. One in the North Stand, one up the Sir Alf Ramsey, yeah. I'd say, he'd be pushing for it. I wouldn't say there was an outfield player on the park who got definitely more than 7. You know,
6 and 5s and
Anyway, I don't know whether you agree with me, Rich. I think you possibly will. But like Alex quite rightly said earlier on, about keeping together and staying as one and all this that and the other. He's absolutely right. But these last 5 games, let's just, it's SHIT or bust now. Let's just go with attack-minded sides. Even I know it's probably not going to happen, but even 2 up front, dare I say it? Let's play sides to bomb on, the wing backs and whatever. Play maybe a couple up front if we're lucky, and let's just go for the. We've got 15 points available. Let's try and get them.
We have games like that. We could play till midnight tonight.
Oh,
we weren't scoring.
Totally
we weren't scoring. Like they camped in, and it was difficult, wasn't it? We couldn't get round them. Burns was getting the ball too deep, and when he did get past them, they fouled him. They took 2 yellow cards, but it's disappointing because you see, look, 26,500 here today.
Unbelievable.
And we just didn't turn up.
Coxey's got a word from Gavin Law. What did Gavin say, Coxey?
So remind me.
Tactically, who outcoached and outthought today by Cambridge?
Cambridge came here with a game plan, but they executed it. And they got
Mick Mills actually said on the radio that it was one of the best defensive performances from a team at Portman Road this season.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't
Probably
disagree
not
with that.
wrong. Yeah,
I wouldn't
probably not
disagree
wrong.
with that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't disagree with that. But like Rich quite rightly said a little while ago, a week or 2 or a couple of months ago, if you like, these Morecambes and Cheltenhams and Cambridge today, and we go on and on and on. Portsmouth, where we totally outplayed them, blah, blah, blah. This close season, I'll tell you what it told me this afternoon, this game.
What's that called?
I'll tell you what it told me this afternoon. Sam Morsey, for me, great player. But I'll tell you what, I know Batterson weren't playing today, but we missed by in that. I'll tell you what, Cambridge, to their credit, Cambridge was strong in midfield today, won a lot of ball in there, and we need to look.
More desire, Colin, all over the pitch than us.
Totally.
I thought they wanted it more than we did, and it's not a local derby. I know people say but it isn't, is it? But they played it like it was, and we didn't.
I want to hear once again at local derby, we didn't. Yeah,
we didn't get them tackles in. It's always a game like that where you need to score that first goal. The longer it went 0-0.
Don't we, Rich? We were talking about this the other day. We remember the 1-2, when Claridge and Dublin were playing down there. And that was a 29,000 crowd, if I remember rightly.
Still not beating Cambridge in the league.
Still have not beaten Cambridge United in the league. I'll tell you what, that's a stat that as a football club, as Ipswich Town Football Club, we should be totally embarrassed by.
It is only 4 games.
But we should still be totally embarrassed by it.
But like I say, if you turn up with the wrong attitude and expect to win,
nobody's disagreeing, Rich.
Which I think we did today.
Yeah,
I just think we
100%.
turned up, we thought, it's Cambridge. Yeah, we'll be all right. We'll beat this lot. And you set the tone how you start that game in the first 10, 15 minutes, Colin. And we were really sloppy. The passing was sloppy. They got a foothold in the game. And they were the better side in the first half. Like you say, Walton done a really good save. Yeah. Should have had a penalty probably up here.
Yeah,
I don't think we can, going home from here tonight, we can complain that we are done by. I know like everyone at the end, they're booing the ref and the goal that was...
All fans do that, Rich.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's offside or not. It was just a scramble.
None of us do until we watch it tonight.
Even if it wasn't, and we've scraping a 1-1 draw, don't mean anything,
That's not good enough, Rich, full stop.
Fair play to Cambridge. They turned up with a game plan. They executed it well.
Yeah, they did.
And they've gone. Yeah, but this is what we need to do next season. We need to work out, when these teams come down here, Martin, like this, we need to have a game plan to get the 3 points. If you don't get that first goal and it goes longer, it goes 0-0, and then they nick a goal from a set piece, and then they sit in. We were so slow. We were pedestrian.
I'll tell you a quick little story, and I remember this vividly.
Mark's come all the way from Ireland to watch this. Look, he's heard all these big things of town, and he's turned up here today. They've laid a big raspberry on the pitch.
He's never seen Ipswich lose when he's been to see him until today.
Oh God!
God.
Well,
Colin, come and tell us about your day. What did you think? What did you think to the game?
Mark, here you go.
Right. What I thought of the game, I just thought we
Double
didn't turn
barrel
up.
name Downs is here as well.
We didn't turn up. We just didn't turn up. I actually thought that Cambridge were shocking. I thought they were rubbish. They're fucking crap, aren't they? And we ended up being crap with them. Well, it's the truth, you know. It is League One, and actually we played like a League One team today.
Absolutely.
Like I said, Mark, you can have the biggest crowd. You can have the so-called best squad. You know, you can have all these shiny 19 players we sign. If you don't have the right attitude,
No, I thought they were. Yeah.
you ain't going to win football matches.
The desire
It was like there's only one team that wanted to win today.
Yeah,
You know. I didn't think they're any good.
That's it for me. It was their attitude, not necessarily ours. They had 8 men in defence the whole flipping game,
Exactly.
and we know it reminded me a lot of Morecambe because they shoved everybody in defence and we couldn't get through. So I'll be interested to see how many shots on goal we actually had because I don't think
Their goalkeeper didn't do it. Their goalkeeper was pulling off world-class saves. A lot.
He pulled off 2 there. Yeah.
Really did.
I'd say 50% of that game, they had 10 men behind the ball.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, it works for him. Cole, it works for him, mate.
Exactly, and we
works,
don't know
yes,
what to do.
that's what Rich was saying about game plans.
Yeah, as Rich said, with the Cheltenhams, we don't know what to do.
But
And we've got to.
But Peter,
That's right.
like I was going to say before Mark came in, Bobby used to always say, right,
Drink.
when we, please listen to this, and I hope Kieran does. Bobby used to always say, when we're playing teams that he knew, like Birmingham, Crystal Palace, who were always going to come in for a point, put 10 men behind the ball. What he used to do when that practice pitch was grass, he used to get the reserve side, which was all good players, and Peter would know that, right? And he'd get them to play against the first team with 10 men behind the ball.
Yeah.
And he'd play all week with the reserves playing with 10 men behind the ball.
Yeah.
So they knew what they were going to do come Saturday.
Yeah.
But they should
That's
know.
what Bobby
They
used
should
to
know
do.
what
They should know,
they're going to do coming down here.
Well,
It's
they should do.
It's no
Yeah.
surprise, is it?
Should do.
If you don't
But
have the
they
right
did.
attitude,
That
you ain't
wasn't
going to
good
win.
enough
You ain't going to
today,
win. I'm sorry.
They've all been doing it though. Like everyone that comes to Ipswich is playing the exact same way, and it's probably Dave actually figured us out now, and it's up to McKenna now to, to change his game plan and let's find a way of beating the smaller clubs because that's what they are. You know, individually our players are much better than them. You're seeing them. I thought they were shocking.
Yeah. I do think
Cambridge
it's
United.
worth pointing out that their 3 points today has made them mathematically safe. So for them, it was obviously a really important day today.
They
So
actually celebrate as if they won the league.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, but they weren't the first team who come to Portman Road this season to celebrate as if they win the
No,
league.
he's actually got 3 weeks off, so that's
3
what.
weeks off?
Yeah, he's a bit more relaxed today, as he was in October.
Peter, what you got to
Ben Moore
remember
left the
is,
group.
is approximately just over a third, just over 1/3 of their average home attendance were here today. That says everything.
Really?
Well, yeah.
I thought you said your own.
Look in the mirror, boys. Yeah.
No comparison.
But
is
they've
there?
taken 4 points off us this season. No matter what anybody says.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking at the end. Yeah. But they knew how to play against us, and like you say, what we need to do is figure out how to get through.
Yeah.
Maybe without our informed striker, we probably didn't.
And we couldn't score in a brothel in there. You're mad. You're looking at that was disgraceful.
Brown did text me a tie brothel.
A tie brothel.
Yeah, he said tie brothel.
I'll tell you what. This goes season, I would have this is me speaking. I would have a new left back. I would definitely go for another left back.
Would you play Thompson now
I haven't
in the rest of the games?
I haven't really liked Thompson. He doesn't get forward enough.
He did have a good game last week,
But
I'm
talking about
today, Cole.
right across the board. He doesn't overlap enough for me. He look, George would never pick him. George Burley would never pick him. So Bobby would never pick him. He doesn't look. We used to have Millsy and Burley. Oh my God, they were like two bloody. Are you talking about wing backs now? Our full backs were more forward than we.
Oh, he's broke your microphone there. He has.
That's Colin's fault.
Our
Reckon the place.
full backs got forward more than our wing backs. You know, they did. I mean, George Burley for points. I remember when we played Wolves in the FA Cup, fourth round.
We can't compare George Burley to Dominic Thompson.
No, look, Rich.
We can't compare these players.
Rich, you're not hearing me properly. I'm talking about how you go about getting forward and scoring goals. We don't. You tell me in the last 7 or 8 games.
Hang on. What I want to talk about is what Callie's wearing on his feet.
Rich, answer me one question. Rich, how many times?
We'll take your word for that, Cal.
No, honestly, no, Rich, we'd be honest here. Get on the phone. How many times in the last 8, 9, 10 games have you seen Thompson go past it?
Yeah, but
It doesn't.
Look, I think it's really harsh. I think it's really harsh to criticise him because he's been part of the really good back four. He didn't have a good game today. But he is a left back where Wes Burns is a wing back. That's the difference. And if you're comparing the two, I think it's a bit unfair.
Yeah, but even the left back should get Rich, you're not going to tell me a left back shouldn't get over on an overlap.
Oh, he's offside.
Oh, that's fair.
There you go.
But Rich, you're never going to tell me. So you're going to tell me then that Millsy never got forward as a left back? He did, and put the ball in the box. They did, Rich. It's part of your game at fullback to go on the overlap. Goodness gracious, what did Gary Neville call his, or Jamie Carroll, or whoever it is, on Sky? What does he call his podcast? The Overlap. Gary Neville, obviously, right? He calls his bloody podcast The Overlap. That's what it's all about.
But I didn't see Matt Penny changing the game when he come on.
No. God, how long do you get?
But
man?
they were all bang average though today. They
Can't
were all
give
bang
20
average, weren't they?
minutes for God's
That's
sake,
the bottom
change
line
it.
today.
Not as a
Bang
forward.
average, no
To
design.
be fair, I thought Aluko
Bang
was
average, no desire.
really
Yeah.
good when he came on.
Look, we're not
Thought
going to
Aluko
get
was-
there, Rich.
yeah,
We're all
really
just.
did.
I mean, I'm just shell-shocked. I'm just shell-shocked.
I'm just disappointed how we
All right,
played. I'm just disappointed.
Oh,
You must be disappointed.
Yeah, disappointing. It says with us.
One word.
Lethargic.
Crap.
Jinx. If the women lose tomorrow, I think I'm getting banned from Ipswich permanently.
That's one word.
I was bored. There you go. I was bored, and I shouldn't be bored. I shouldn't be bored.
You could have picked the nice crisp bed sheets, but you picked the pint.
I picked a pint, and I'm going to back to have some more pints after this.
Oh, well.
Colin, one word from you.
Shell-shocked.
Shell shocked from the go.
And I'm going to say this.
You can say it. Go on.
I'm not going to say it's over because I would never say that. It's nearly over.
Listen,
I'm
saying it's over.
It's nearly
bro.
over.
Come on, listen, it's over now.
All right. It might not be over for this video, certainly. You can find us tomorrow at 1:30. Support us on Ko-Fi, become a YouTube member. But from a very busy Sir Ralph statue, sadly, probably is the season over, Colin. And it's good night.